Nation. The Iroquois are in what we would call New York State in the old days. A lot of them are still there. There's a reservation near Green Bay, Wisconsin, of the Oneida. And of course, they were part of the Iroquois. But this comes from one of the tribes of the Iroquois, the Seneca. It's about an Indian boy whose name was Skunny Wundy. That was his name, Skunny Wundy. And he was famous, best known because he was the best stone skipper in the whole land. He could pick up a flat stone and skip it across the water further than anybody else could. Nobody could beat him. And he became well known for that. He wasn't big and strong, but he was smart, and he could win all the time skipping stones. Well, his parents told him, they lived along a river, a great river, and his parents always told him, don't go up the river. If you're going to do stone skipping and look for stones, go south on the river. It's safe down there. If you go too far north, there's huge, giant stone people that live up there. They're made of stone, and they eat people. They're dangerous. You don't want to go up river. So Skunny Wundy listened to his parents, and for the longest time he would never go north. But every time he went south, he could find fewer and fewer flat stones. So one day he got up early in the morning before his parents were up, snuck out the door, and he started to walk north on the river. And he found a lot of good flat stones. Never been there before, because he was warned not to do it. So he had a good time skipping stones. And the more he skipped, the further he got from home, up farther north of the village. Kept walking and walking, skipping stones. And he turned around, he couldn't see his village anymore. It was way back there. Well, I'll just try a few more and then I'll go home. So he was skipping that stone. He came to a bend in the river. And all of a sudden he heard, "Rah! Rah!" And he looked up. Taller than the trees was a rock person. Mad because Skunny Wundy was in his territory. But then this was a human being. He could eat Skunny Wundy. So he walked up to Skunny Wundy, pounding, walking up to Skunny Wundy, just making thunder with his footsteps. And he said, my lunch is here. I'm going to eat you. And Skunny Wundy was a quick thinker, and he said, no. No, I'm the best stone skipper in the land. No, you're not the best stone skipper, I am. Skunny Wundy said, well, no, I'm the better stone skipper. Well, I got to see what you can do. He said, I'm gonna show you what I can do. So the giant stone person picked up a huge boulder, almost the size of a car, picked it up, tossed it into the river, and it skipped and skipped and skipped and crashed on an island out in the middle of the river. See how strong I am? I'm a better stone skipper than you are. No, Skunny Wundy said, it's my turn, I'll show you. So he picked up a stone and he skipped it across the water, and it skipped and skipped and skipped and just went a little bit past where the giant stone person had skipped his boulder. Well, that made the stone guy very mad. He pouted and he stomped on the ground and he growled. He said, in any case, I'm going to eat you for lunch. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. How about tomorrow I come back and we have a competition? And if I lose, you can have me for lunch. Well, okay, but I gotta trust you. You promise that you'll come back. Oh yes, I promise. I always keep my promises. I'll be back tomorrow. So Skunny Wundy backed up very slowly. He knew that if he ran, the stone giant in one bound could catch him. So Skunny Wundy backed up, Once he got around that bend, boy, he ran like crazy to get back home, being out of breath when he finally reached his village. He never told his parents what he'd done, that he'd gone north and came across the stone giant. So he went to bed that night, and he was quite worried. He always kept his promises, and he had promised the stone giant that he would come back. Well, maybe I can still win, he thought. I think I can beat him. I'm not sure, but I've got to do it. I've got to try. Next morning, he snuck out of the house, and he couldn't find any more flat stones, good stones. He was walking along the edge of the creek, and he heard this little voice, "Take me, take me, take me." He couldn't see anything. There was no birds, there was no animals around, but something was saying, "Take me, take me, take me." So he finally got way down on his hands and knees on the rocks there, the stones, and here was a little turtle. A little turtle. "Take me, you'll see, take me." So Skunny Wundy picked up the turtle and put him in his pouch, and he kept walking. He was worried. Now he had to compete with this stone giant. He could lose his life. He could be eaten for lunch. Finally came around the corner, and rah, the giant stone person was there waiting for him, and he said, "Now I'm going to eat you for supper." No, you can't do that. We promised yesterday that we would compete to see who could be the best stone skipper. "Well, I'll show you. I can beat you." So he picked up another big boulder the size of a car and picked it up and he threw it across. And this time the boulder skipped across the river, passed up where the island was, almost made it to the other bank, and then sunk in the water. He said, "See, you can't do better than that. Now I'm going to have you for lunch." No, it's my turn. I'll show you." Skunny Wundy was still pretty worried how he could beat the stone giant. So he was looking around, and then he heard that little voice in his pouch saying, take me, we'll show him, take me." Skunny Wundy reached in, he took the little turtle out of his pouch. Take me. So Skunny Wundy held the turtle like he would a flat stone. And he pulled back and he tossed it. And that turtle, like a stone, skipped on the water, kept skipping across the river, past the island, was on its way almost to the shore, and it started to sink. And so the turtle put out its feet, and every time he got in the water, he spun around with his feet. And that turtle went all the way to the far shore and beat the giant. Oh, did that make the giant stone man so mad. He stomped on the ground and he growled and he hollered and he made such a racket, such a movement that he started to crack apart and his face started to break apart and his body. And pretty soon all that stone that had made up his body fell into the ground on a heap of stones. And that's why if you're ever walking along a creek or a river, and you see a little pile of stones there, that just might be where Skunny Wundy beat the stone giant.